Almighty God, God of all creation, we humble ourselves in your divine presence and recognize your power and authority over our nation at this pivotal stage in our development. We ask that you bless our proceedings today as we celebrate an auspicious occasion in our nation's history. May the developers that we uplift today serve under your guidance and further our country's digital transformation efforts with their stellar innovations. May our minister and the ministry, alongside all stakeholders across government, private, and the civil sectors, be continuously imbued with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to lead efficiently and effectively in their vocations. May we stand together, O God, as one nation, united by your favor and grace, as we make Trinidad and Tobago a greater society for all. Amen. Thank you very much. You may now take your seats. Honorable Simon de Nobrega, Minister with responsibility for communications, Office of the Prime Minister. Senator the Honorable Hassel Bacchus, Minister of Digital Transformation. Country Representative, IDB, Ms. Karina Coburn, and officials of the Inter-American Development Bank. Chairman of statutory authorities and state companies, permanent secretaries and heads of departments, chief executive officers, senior government officials, our virtual representatives of NRD Companies Lithuania, the chair and members of the adjudication committee for the DHub Challenge, representatives of the private sector, representatives of the challenge owner institutions, challenge applicants, DHub team members of the Ministry of Digital Transformation and iGovTT, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and those streaming online, good afternoon. I think we could do better than that. Good afternoon. All right, everyone. My name is Okara Duncan, Associate Professional here at the Ministry of Digital Transformation, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for today. Welcome to a celebration of innovation, a trait that runs deep in the heart and soul of Trinidad and Tobago. From tambu bamboo, to metal bands, to ping pong, and finally the steel pan, invention and innovation are no strangers to the local context. Just as the sweet rhythm of the steel pan was born from the rich tapestry of our culture, so too does innovation flow through our veins. It is only in Trinidad and Tobago where innovation can be seen even in our marketing techniques, where scrap iron and old batteries, water, and manure and topsoil are now regarded as key cultural phenomena. Innovation is not just a concept, it's part of who we are. It's in the games and laughter of our children, the melodies of our music, the limbo, our playful banter and picong, and the rich flavors of our cuisine. Today we witness the fusion of tradition and technology in the Developers Hub Challenge. It's a manifestation of our innate creativity, our relentless drive to push boundaries, and our unwavering belief in the power of innovation. Interestingly enough, when the ministry set out to launch the Developers Hub, or commonly known as DHub, an initial target of 400 members by the end of 2023 was set. I am pleased to announce that we are currently at 516 members. We can definitely clap there. 516 members, covering a large cross-section of communities across Trinidad and Tobago, and enticing persons from age 18 to 60 years and older. And we still have 3 months till the end of 2023. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a testament to the vested interests in progress demonstrated by our local software development community and their commitment towards unleashing innovation. In that vein, let us celebrate not just the winners, but the spirit of innovation that unites us all. Together, we'll forge a brighter, more prosperous future for Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, and enjoy the journey of discovery and innovation ahead. Norway Registers Development AS, or better known as NRD Companies, working out of Lithuania, have been key partners and consultants in the design and development of the DHub Challenge and its associated processes. They've worked alongside us for the past few months as we've adopted this unique GovTech approach of co-creation and experimentation with the aims of simultaneously solving some of the nation's most pressing challenges and building the overall capacity of our local software developers. Without their input, we would not have been able to make the Mokojambi strides that we see manifested here today. Now, unfortunately, given the time zone differences, our colleagues weren't able to join us live, but please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Eva Zioni, Consulting Business Lead at NRD Companies, to address you virtually.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, MDT and iGovTT team, challenge owners, and of course, dear developers. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be able to greet you on the finalization and as well start of the next very important stage of this unique initiative, DHub Challenges. My name is Eva Zilonina and I am from NRD Companies, international group of companies which is providing consultancy and as well development of digital solutions for the governments all around the globe. I myself come from Lithuania, a country in Northern Europe, one of European Union member states, and a country which is really well known by its digital transformation achievements. These reforms which we had through the last 20 years really put us high on international indexes, and it's not just about the prestige, it's about the daily lives of our people. We can, for example, get almost any needed service from our public institutions or municipalities digitally. We can access our digital data records digitally. We use our EID or digital signatures on a daily basis. So lots and lots of opportunities for that. But on the other hand, the governments always feel the pressure to improve. They can never rest, they can never stop this process. And the technologies are moving so fast and the expectations of the citizens rise all the time. So really new methods of bringing these innovations into public sector are needed. And Lithuania was one of the first countries globally which started to open these new approaches, so-called GovTech approach, to bringing fast-tracking innovations into public sector, innovations from private developers, from smart people who know how to do things. So what GovTech is about, it's an approach of fast-tracking innovations, fast-tracking good ideas and their implementation into public sector compared to the traditional procurement methods, and as well, it's about changing mindset. It's not just about the client and customer and developers relationship, it's about co-creation. It's about cooperation in building things, in building, for example, digital services or applications for citizens, for businesses. What you are doing here in Trinidad and Tobago is really unique. You are the first in the region to test this new approach in your country. I'm really happy that Lithuanian experience was chosen by IDB as an important starting point to help your government to make their own approach. But that's the idea, that every country is unique. You just can't copy-paste something from one country to another. So what we are doing here in Trinidad and Tobago, providing our advice and support to MDT and iGovTT in building unique approach, unique methodology, unique ecosystem for the country. And to build this developers community strong and to help them to cooperate with public institutions is a very important step. First of all, it's of course about bringing much more good solution, good digital tools for your public sector, for your public institutions, and you will be a very important partners of institutions, co-creating with them these solutions. But additionally, and that's very important as well, this will bring opportunities for the developers, for you developers, to learn, to test your ideas, to get even new experience, new know-how, and then to be able to compete as strong developers, as strong professionals for contracts, not just in the region, but as well globally. That's the vision of the hub. It's not easy. It's never easy to be a pioneer, I know. On the other hand, to people who have vision, who have ambition, and who have courage, and as well work hard, these things are very rewarding. And I strongly believe in the hub. I strongly believe that we will see wonderful results achieved. And I wish you all to move in huge Mokojambi steps towards your success. So Godspeed to you all.
Excellent. So thanks so much, Eva, for your kind words and well wishes. And I must say that personally, it has been a pleasure working with alongside NRD throughout the process. And I'm excited to see the fruits of the labor that is the D-Hub Challenge continuously unfold. Now, digital transformation is no easy feat. And it requires the involvement of numerous stakeholders to truly achieve tangible and beneficial results. One such stakeholder is the Inter-American Development Bank, commonly known as the IDB, who has most graciously supported the D-Hub Challenge and continues to contribute to this vehicle of change that is undoubtedly on course to transform the digital innovation landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. At this moment, I'd like to welcome Ms. Karina Coburn, country representative, to the stage to give remarks on behalf of the IDB.
Okay, happy Friday afternoon. This is my last meeting after about 50 meetings this week or more. I don't know, maybe 100. So it's great to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation, Honorable Minister. I see that Minister De Norberga is also here. We work very closely with the Minister's advisors at MDT. I see several of them seated here at the front, and also PS and other staff of MDT. The developers and the judges I see are here also. So, good afternoon. It is a pleasure to see initiatives like this come to fruition. And as we heard, the challenge had an impressive response, which speaks to the depth of creativity and innovative spirit present in Trinidad and Tobago, and the remarkable potential of this country to meaningfully participate in the global digital market, valued by some estimates at over US 11.5 trillion. The IDB's country strategy in Trinidad and Tobago focuses on improving the business environment to enable digital transformation, expanding the use of digital tools for improving educational outcomes and digital skills, and enhancing the delivery of services. And because of this strategy, which aligns very well with the government's stated priorities in this area, we have been collaborating extensively with the MDT and other stakeholders for some time to advance the digitalization and technology agenda in the country. In this case, we are pleased to have been able to mobilize US 120,000 so far in technical cooperation grant resources to support the MDT in designing and implementing this award scheme, and perhaps more importantly, to transfer knowledge of how to manage similar processes going forward. Consequently, this will just be the first of many such initiatives to encourage local app development and help build a culture of experimentation and innovation in the public sector. Back in 2018, we at the IDB released a report entitled Wait No More, Red Tape and Digital Government in Latin America and the Caribbean. The report found that most government services in the region are delivered face-to-face. According to the report, in Latin America and the Caribbean, it takes an average of 5.4 hours to complete a single government transaction, sometimes as much as 11 hours in some countries. Delivering an in-person transaction can cost up to 40 times more than what delivering the same transaction online would cost. Meanwhile, digital transactions can take up to 74% less time than face-to-face transactions, cost much less, as we heard, and reduce corruption. Governments and various other stakeholders have been grappling for many years with how to cut down red tape and more broadly take a whole of government approach to public sector modernization. Within this context, the GovTech industry has emerged, featuring technology companies which serve the government sector and develop applications to improve accessibility of services, focus more on citizen needs, and enable delivery of more efficient and transparent government services. Business analysts estimate that the GovTech market is currently valued at an estimated US $400 billion and could reach a value of US $1 trillion by 2025, a faster growth rate than fintech or cybersecurity. So, why am I telling you about GovTech? The World Bank's 2022 GovTech Maturity Index reports that Trinidad and Tobago is below the regional average on indicators such as the Core Government Systems Index and the Public Service Delivery Index. This initiative we're talking about today is laying the foundation for the development of a GovTech industry in Trinidad and Tobago to help contribute to public sector modernization locally and internationally, as well as to contribute to economic growth. And as we heard a minute ago, you are the pioneers. So I think this is a very exciting moment. I'd like to applaud Minister Bacchus and the team at MDT for their vision in spearheading the hub, and also all the developers who participated in this process, including those who have not been selected and who I hope will try again on the next occasion. In any case, all the developers who are part of the hub can benefit from its capacity building and other services. For the winners, I'm looking forward to hearing about your ideas and to seeing them move to the proof of concept stage. We are happy to have been able to support this initiative, and we look forward to continued partnership as we work together to build out the digital ecosystem in TNT. Good afternoon. That's it.
Ms. Coburn, I think I speak for everyone present and everyone online by saying that your passion for the sustainable development and digital transformation of Trinidad and Tobago is unmatched. Right? So MDT looks forward to our continued work with the IDB Surrey as one of our trusted digital transformation partners, and we're really excited to be going along this journey with you as we unleash the innovations that are going to come out of the D-Hub Challenge. So ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the moment of our program where I need to check in with you guys and ensure that you're still here with us. Now, I know the sun has been quite brutal recently and has been a major source of sucking of our energy sources and our energy levels. So at this moment, I'd love to invite you to remain seated as we keep the energy levels high and palpable with a bit of entertainment. So allow me to invite to the stage Mr. Dean Gulston, who will be playing the national instrument, the steel pan, for us. Mr. Gulston. All right, I don't know about you, but that performance was definitely electrifying. Can we get another round of applause for Mr. Gulston, please? Excellent rendition. All right, now I know everyone is just patiently waiting, in their seats and wondering when are they going to announce the winners? And the short answer to that is soon. Before we announce the Concept Award winners, I'd like to invite Ms. Franca Costello McKenzie, Chair of the D-Hub Challenge Adjudication Committee, to bring greetings and remarks on behalf of the committee. Let's welcome Ms. Costello Mackenzie as she joins us on stage.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Dane, for reminding us that it is Friday afternoon. And I couldn't agree more with Karina. Thank you that it's Friday afternoon, because it has been quite the week, as I'm sure it has been for everybody, as we wrap up the year and a financial year end, I think, for a lot of companies too, right? So we are grateful that it is Friday and that we are all here together to celebrate this auspicious occasion. I must admit that I was personally very excited when I was asked to be a part of the committee, and not just part of the committee. I was honored to be asked to be the chairperson of this committee as a big advocate for technology in the workspace, in the private sector, and in the different capacities that I sit on the various boards. I was passionate to see what we had to offer and to learn about not only on the side of the digital transformation and the progress that the ministry was making, but also what local skills we were bringing to the table as well. And I was tremendously pleased to see on both sides how efficiently the Ministry of Digital Transformation was managing this massive vision and mission that was set forward, but then the talent that was coming forward to meet it. And I recognize that it took a lot of yeses. Yes, it took a lot of yeses to bring this to where it is at, because this is uncharted territory for a lot of people, and it can be an overwhelming process as well. When entering into a space of digital transformation, I personally think it's quite scary, and we are investing in it in our own personal business space right now, because you have to know that you're going into territory that you weren't there before, and so you're going to have failures. And you have to be willing to have the courage to fail and pick yourself up again and try again. And try again and try again. You're never going to get it on the first try. And I want to take a moment to congratulate everybody who said yes to this from top to bottom, from the Ministry of Digital Transformation, the executive staff of the ministry, the members of the committee who gave their time to this event as well, and to the participants who put forward incredible ideas. So please join me in congratulating everybody who said yes to this. So I would like to start off again. Let me get into my formal speech. I'd like to commend the Ministry of Digital Transformation for championing this game-changing initiative. I know I speak on behalf of the other 18 committee members when I say that this GovTech approach involving government and private sector partnering to solve public sector problems and possibly expanding into other areas is truly an exciting development. The DHub Challenge goes beyond a mere competition. It is a driving force for innovation, collaboration, and digital transformation in TNT. And I was recently at an event where Diana Marbury-Wyatt was awarded an award by the International Women's Forum of Trinidad and Tobago. And you would have seen a publication that said, she said, see the positive in TNT. And I want to take a moment to recognize that too often we are quick to acknowledge things that are not going great, and there's always points to be improved. And as our NRD representative would have said, government is always being pressed to improve by the citizens, and that is our responsibility as citizens to do that, press them to continuously improve. We must take a moment at this juncture to acknowledge the positive of this incredible venture, because this is a call to action that was taken up and is being actioned. So I want to say congratulations again on that. So it empowers our talented creative minds and our local software developers to propose and build globally innovative business solutions that address important public sector, social, economic, and environmental changes, giving us that improvement in the quality of life and the ease of doing business we so readily speak of. It encourages new developers to get involved and provide a framework for local software entrepreneurs to grow from one-man operations or small teams to small companies, and thus reducing our foreign exchange drive on licenses that we would have bought externally, and developing the local market, and essentially creating a new exportable industry, which Karina touched on is a $1 trillion industry that we have so many persons there that have that skill. So as the chairperson of the committee, I would like to talk about the challenges put forward and the remarkable responses that were received. A total of 5 challenges were issued, and over 50 submissions were received. 50 submissions. Some submissions were from individuals and others were from small teams. The liquor license challenge put forward for Customs and Excise Division received 13 submissions. The passport tracking challenge from the Immigration Division received 14. The real-time S42 address challenge put forward by TT Post received 8 submissions. The noise pollution and reporting challenge put forward by EMA received 6. And finally, the personalized health challenge put forward by the Ministry of Health received 9 submissions. These submissions were evaluated by a diverse panel of judges comprising of 18 representatives from the private sector, academia, and notably the challenge owners themselves within the public sector. True, genuine collaboration of all stakeholders, taking into consideration many perspectives and expertise that I think was invaluable in the process. This diversity was intentional, ensuring that a wide array of perspectives contributed to the evaluations. The adjudication committee consisted of myself, the committee chair as a representative of the business community, Ms. Lisa Maria Alexander, also from the business community, Mr. Kirk Henry from TNT Chamber of Industries, Stuart Franco and Kerwin Valley were both nominated from AmCham TNT. Professor Patrick Hossain and Dr. Kathy Ann Radix came from academia, Mr. Kenrick Suktio and Alicia Narayan Singh, representatives and challenge owners from Customs and Excise, Sanjay Prasad and Mr. Nigel Grant from EMA, Ms. Chelsea Smart and Dr. Kisha Gangaram represented the challenge owner from Ministry of Health, Mrs. Roseanne St. Hill and Ms. Wanti Chadi and Mr. Richard Thomas were representatives from the Immigration Division, Mrs. Farah Adora Hussain and Mr. Calvin Ramnath, representatives and owners from the TT Post. And I have to say that the collaboration and discussions were strong, riveting, in a cordial manner, and it led to clear decisions that were made. And it was just a real pleasure to meet with all of these persons from different walks of lives and different perspectives, different expertise, to come to a joint decision together, and everybody shared a high enthusiasm for the project. Before these submissions were given to the committee to evaluate, they were first anonymized by the MDT team. This was done to mitigate the risk of bias when judging. Each submission was reviewed and evaluated independently by the judges on the panel using predetermined evaluation criteria published in the DHub Challenge guidelines. The pillars evaluated included alignment, functionality, and readiness. Upon completion of the scoring, the committee then identified the top 3 submissions for each challenge. And altogether, I can certainly say that the committee's diversity ensured a well-rounded evaluation process, and it was conducted with the utmost integrity and transparency, and today we are holding accountability by reporting this process to you so thoroughly. In closing, I'll say that the committee was very impressed with the quality of the submissions and the extraordinary effort put forward by the various individuals and teams. It is truly exciting. We look forward to witnessing the innovative concepts that will emerge over the next 3 months from the 15 concept awardees, and we wish them all the very best as they embark on the next phase of this very exciting journey. We give thanks to everybody who came together to make this a possibility, and from the private sector, I thank you for including us as well. It was a true joy to be a part of this process.
Thank you so much, Ms. Costello-McKenzie. And as a part of the DHub project team, I'd really like to attest to the astuteness and the professionalism exemplified by the adjudication committee. And I'd really like everyone to give them a round of applause for their important role in this process. Now, the next person that I'm about to invite to the stage truly needs no introduction. He's a visionary, innovator, and most definitely a maverick. He defines the vision and sets big, audacious goals for us here at the ministry to accomplish. And we are certainly better for his inspirational leadership. It is now my pleasure to welcome our featured speaker, Senator the Honorable Hassel Backus, Minister of Digital Transformation, to the stage.
Good. Well, afternoon all. Good Friday afternoon all. It is really a pleasure to be here and to see this room, well, now filled to capacity. It is, people talk a lot of things about Trinidadians and you can't get them to do anything on a Friday. That I absolutely sure now that that is not true. Let me stand on the protocols as identified by the Master of Ceremonies. There's so many people here to mention and single out. I really would do it an injustice if I tried to do some, but please permit me to do a few. Frank, I must thank you and your team for the work that you've done in giving us a level of credibility that we could not have had we not had people of your caliber come forward and assist us in this endeavor. So please, a round of applause. Well, I'm not sure I want to say anything further about the IDB. Karina already had 50 meetings for the week. I'm not far behind you, by the way, in terms of meeting. But the IDB has been a true friend, not just to the ministry, but to the government and to this region. And in the case of this, they have been particularly instrumental in that they are pretty much the primary sponsor of everything that we're doing with this. And to convince anyone to take a chance on something of this type is not simple. I'll tell you, I had to imagine me defending it before the cabinet and asking the well-known Minister of Finance for money to pay for it. So you could imagine how that is. Thank you, Karina, for a lot of the support that we have. But the IDB has been quite instrumental in supporting us, not just in this, but a number of the initiatives that we have. I think people look at the IDB as a bank and they only think about the money perspectives that they bring. But they bring so many other things to us in terms of support, help, expertise. They've done numerous reports upon which we rely. And the international market agrees with them in terms of some of the things that we have to do and the way forward. So, Karina, to you and all your colleagues at the IDB, again, my express thank you for what you've done. Now, I don't know if you know how difficult it is to get ministries of government to get together. I don't know if anybody has. I don't know. It is not a simple task. And it is not because they don't want to. They're just simply very focused on what they have to do. And in this case, imagine us sending out to ministries of government and asking them, could you please tell us some of the issues that you have that maybe we could ask some people to fix? Initially, it was a really good thing. They said, what? They might call IBM or they might call Cisco, somebody will come and fix all our problems. And then they saw the caveat and they thought, yeah, we're going to ask a lot of local developers to fix it for us. And you could see the kind of, I wonder about it. And it has, in every speech that I have given, every presentation I have made, I have harped on one thing, that the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the talent we possess is second to none to anybody anywhere in the world. Anyway. And that includes in the levels of endeavor that some people would not necessarily associate with us. We are fully committed and surely believe that the people who constitute the developer environment and the developer community in Trinidad and Tobago could fix almost every problem we have inside of it on their own, without help from anybody else. And we are backing that by saying, in this phase of what we're doing, we are giving you some issues that we have, and you see if you could solve them for us. The real key to this is going to be when we ask you to look at problems that we have in Trinidad and Tobago and in society in which you live and bring solutions to us. And let us allow you to implement them. The evolution of this is clear. But the message is that we have the capability, we have the capacity, we have the skill, we have the drive, and now we have the mechanism by which our local developers will help us to solve the problems of Trinidad and Tobago. And for that, the community itself deserves a round of applause. The Ministry of Digital Transformation has probably more young people in it than any other ministry in Trinidad and Tobago. And probably more young people in any ministry probably in the world. We have so many young people working for us. And they bring a level of energy and vibrance, and they call me a maverick, maybe I should use the word rebelliousness to them. That all we really need to do with them is not to control them, but to unleash them. And the talents that they have will surprise you. So, Okira, who is here as the master of ceremonies? Primarily, what do you do?
Project support.
You understand? Nothing to do with what he's doing here today. But you could tell that he's a natural at this as well. Yes. We have people like that in the ministry. These young people multi-talented. And we will continue to exploit their talents. I have to look at my time, because when I get up to speak about things that the government doing in this space, and particularly the Developers Hub and the Developers Hub Challenge, which is what this is a part of the Developers Hub, I always have, I could spend an hour on this, and I don't think we have an hour for me to do that. But there are certain things that I always say, and I want this audience to remember as well. What are we talking about? The government's digital transformation thing really is divided into three pieces: a digital society, a digital economy, and a digital government. And most of the projects that we embark on fits kind of neatly into one of them. They tend to be related, but always fits into it. This Developers Hub and this Developers Hub Challenge actually goes across all three. So it gives me the opportunity, while talking about this, to talk about those three things. Digital society, what are we talking about? We're talking about you. We're talking about everybody here. We're talking about the society in general. And what it is about you that has to happen for this digital thing that we're doing to take hold and to take root. Well, what do we need? Well, everybody needs access to broadband. That's a good way to start, because if you're building digital services, everybody needs access to broadband. We're committed to doing that. We're working with the service providers through the Telecoms Authority to make sure that that is as widespread and as affordable as possible. We are providing funding for the places where it's not necessarily economically feasible for them to do that. We're providing no-cost Wi-Fi to persons in a number of places, including many of our buildings and institutions, hospitals, developers hub, not developers hubs, transport hubs, all of those things. You'll find that you have this widespread prevalence of Wi-Fi. That is going to continue to happen. We have to raise the digital IQ of our society. People have to become more comfortable with technology. That is done through training, through a lot of interventions at very small and local levels. We have to cater for the people who don't have devices and who don't understand anything about this. How are we going to get them involved? We have what we're doing with our ICT centers. I mean, there are numerous things that are happening under there. So, but what does that then have to do with the Developers Hub? Well, one of the good things about the societal part of this is that the society has to use the things that we build. And if we have people from the society building them, I think there is a local culturalization, is the word I use, that is involved in it. There are things about the way we do things that only we understand. And I think that carries a significant part of it. But the thing is, this vehicle accelerates the number of services that will be available to it, to all the citizens. So it does have an impact on digital society. Digital government is easy, because in this case, it's government services that they're working on. So what is happening in the digital government space? Well, lots of things. We're building fundamental infrastructure for use by everybody. One of the things that Developers Hub don't have to worry about is where would their things live? We have all the cloud infrastructure that you would need. We're building new infrastructure in that. We're building a tier 4 data center. We're building a new government cloud. We're building a number of things and relying on things that already exist. So again, Digital Hub, D-Hub, and its challenge, all of that is going to ride and exist around digital infrastructure that is in the digital government space. We have, you know, I was saying the young team we have, the things associated with the D-Hub, that is all of its software and the way it works and keeping it operational and running, is run by the same young people. They built it, they maintain it, they operate it, and they upgrade it. I have not seen any of the code recently because, you know, as an old code guy, I like to look into it and let them remember that the old men could still do something. But I haven't seen any of it, and since it's been up, it has been working continuously. It hasn't failed, and it has handled the load and that unexpected amount of people that we have. In that Developers Hub, remember the D-Hub challenge is the focus today. But the D-Hub itself is something that allows for the community itself to know itself, one. It gives us the opportunity to quantify it, two. It allows them in the community to interact with one another. But it also allows for the less experienced than others to get to learn from the ones who are there and get to associate themselves with them. It also allows significant training. And that is the part I think that is not going to be caught because we're talking about the challenge and not about the hub itself. But if you go into the website and register, you will find an ever-increasing compendium of training opportunities for people who want to either hone their skills, who are already fairly experienced in what they're doing, get better, or want to get certified. People who are fairly all right in it and want to get better at it. People who, I want to get into this thing and see what I could do with it. Again, at no cost to the person registering. It's not that this is free. I mean, again, there's a reason why I had to go and ask the Minister of Finance for money. There is a cost to this, but that cost is not being borne by the developer. In one of our interviews we did, I had a couple of the young guys with me, and they were talking about their journey. And in their journey, they were saying that while they were at school, this bug of software development touched them, and they paid because they had the wherewithal so to go and get the same training programs and go through those training programs that are now being offered at no cost on the Developers Hub. So the message I want to put for that piece is those developers who have not yet, whether you be experienced, aspiring, or otherwise, who have not yet gone onto our site and registered and take advantage of, please do so with great speed. The other thing that I talk about a lot, and you could tell by the mix in this room, is that I was also pleasantly surprised at the mix in terms of gender that we have. It was really important. We heard a little bit about the age piece. We could understand that. But there is a significant number of female developers that are registered and active on the hub. And for that also deserves a round of applause for people who are doing that. The idea is to do more. I'm not sure, I don't have the latest numbers on it. Do you know what the latest numbers percentage-wise of thing? You could tell it to me. So it's something I think that is important that we deal with this. This is, Karina touched on it, but I think this is something that is maybe not the way people expect this to go. My plan is to get this thing going to let it have a flywheel effect and then leave it alone. Soon enough, I expect this to evolve itself into the software export company of Trinidad and Tobago. We just leave it and let it go. I hope that the private sector sees the potential that this has and say, well, listen, we want to build something. Let's see if these challenged people could do this. And more than likely, they can. When I was in another place, Professor Hussein brought some people in to solve a problem that we had. And this is also a story that I give fairly often, and I want this audience to hear it as well. And they did a remarkable job. And we had them present to the board of directors, they presented to a number of people, and they presented to the hierarchy of the technical components of the company. And the comments were great. This is really good. This is after we had tried to get this thing done through all kinds. It's exactly what we need. This is really, this is perfect. Wow. It's really good for something done by a local company, boy. Now you wonder, what does that mean? It means it's great, it means it's good, it means it's everything what we want. But it is surprising that it is so good because it was done by a local company. That seems to be the way in which we look. We tend to look at this dark side of the... If you had taken a product and stamped a different name on it, and I don't want to use anybody's name, but any of the big international companies, and they say, yeah, it's real good, but there would be no second part to it. You have a movie where they say everything before the wood, but it's stupidness. You ever hear that? Yeah, this thing real good, you know, but boy. Yeah, I want to get rid of that part of it. It's done by Trinidad and Tobago. That's my slogan, eh? Yeah, by Trinidad and Tobago, for Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I believe I make it up and I believe I'll patent it, but I believe that is what we have. The other scary thought I had while I was sitting there listening to the great rendition from Dane of this special tune from Lord Kitchener, if you could imagine Dane writing software, with all of this improv and all of it, in the middle of the thing, you do something else, add this, add. But it is that type of creativity that we need in the creation of the things that we're doing. So I hope that we get to go through with that. Now to get to my formal speech. No, that is not, I don't have a formal speech. I don't have a formal speech. Like I said, I kind of monitor this with time. The people that I haven't spoken about yet are the people who are making the contribution. And the people who would have taken the time and effort to go onto the website, find the challenges, look within themselves and say, I have the capability to do this, and prepared and made a submission. Congratulations already went out to all who submitted. I agree with that. For those who thought about it and say, boy, this might turn into anything, and I wonder, there's government thing, government. Today is a testament to the fact that the stick-to-itiveness and collaboration that we have between the private sector, the government, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago is something that can work and will work, and we will make it work. So for those of you who took the risk, made the submissions, and have gotten to this point, my really sincere congratulations, and looking forward to the next steps. Now, unfortunately, this is only one small piece of the journey that you're on to turn this into what we want to turn it into. Ultimately, out of this, what we want are things that can be brought to market and used here and anywhere else, for that matter, because what you will find is that a number of our Caribbean and CARICOM neighbors are in the same boat. They need a lot of help with other things. And a number of the things that we are doing here can easily apply to our Caribbean neighbors. And knowing us, we're not selfish people, we will seek to make those things available. The interesting thing about this, and I think that is one of the most salient things for the developers, is that you retain your intellectual property for the things that you've built. And I think that is something that is not normal in the industry. You would find that we say, we help you, all right, it's always, you can't do anything with it, you have to ask us to use it. We're retaining the rights to use it. We'll continue to use it, but it is yours. And I think that is a very different approach to the way in which these things have been done in the past. So take advantage of that. I want you also to encourage your friends. We set a target of 400, and it was an ambitious target when it was set. We are over 500. We still have some time to go before the end of the year. We have a number in mind of what we think this is going to grow into at the end. I won't tell you that number, because next thing you know, Simon and his friends in the media ask me when we're going to get to that number. So I'm not going to tell you the number, but it is a number larger than 500. I will tell you that. And if this initial response is an indication of where we're going to get to that. Yeah, we're going to get to that. In closing, I want to just reiterate a few things. The government's commitment to, well, no, let me not close yet. I left out one facet. I left out the digital economy. I spoke about the government, spoke about the digital society, and I didn't speak about the digital economy. And so what does this have to do with the digital economy? Well, this is exactly it. Software development, and Karina and Frank, I told you about the size of what that industry is. The intention is for us to get a slice of it. And we can. A significant export market for software from Trinidad and Tobago could only augur well for economic diversification, for incoming foreign exchange, for reduction of outgoing foreign exchange, for increasing the contribution of the ICT sector to GDP. That is what we're talking about. And the more of these that we have, the more things that we build, the more innovation that people have, the more ideas people come up with, is the larger chance we have of creating something that everybody in the world needs, aka unicorn stuff. We only need one. You only need one. And so when I say this particular thing stretches across all three of those significant ways in which we're trying to do this transformation in Trinidad and Tobago, you understand why this in itself is not unique in that respect, but it allows for you to highlight all the pieces. And when it gets going into its final level, not maybe final stages, as it gets bigger and better, a lot of those things are going to be realized. And I'm really, really happy to be part of the team that is embarking on that journey with all of us. This is really an important day for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because it represents something. It represents almost the start of an industry that you have full control over. Trinidad and Tobago is blessed with natural resources. Blessed with natural resources. And I'm not talking about oil and gas. I am talking about the people. We are the greatest national resource that Trinidad and Tobago has. And if we could only harness that and turn it and use its full potential for the benefit of all of us, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago, we will be one of the most prosperous places on earth. So again, the government is committed to this. The government is committed to the creation of a robust, resilient, digital way of doing things, having people think digital first, have them think digitally, having them trust in the systems that we have, having them have trust in them because they're being built by our own people, having them have trust in them because it is by Trinidad and Tobago, for Trinidad and Tobago, and the rest of the world. I wish everybody a good evening. Thank you very much.
Minister Bacchus, thanks so much for your truly inspiring words, as usual. I'd like to ask you to remain on stage as we move into the announcement of the Concept Award winners. Now, before I call our winners on stage, let's just set a few ground rules. You will be called up on stage one by one in order of your teams, and you will be invited to take the stage. Once you receive your certificates, each team would have the chance to take a photo with the minister before exiting the stage. And in terms of our audience, I know you would want to congratulate the winners, but please hold all applause to the end. All right, so we'll start with our first challenge, liquor license data management solution put forward by the Customs and Excise Division. First team, 111 Technologies, Terrell DeBeek. Okay, we can't get away from it. You all can clap.
One more? All right, good, no problem.
Our next team, Trini Code Hunters, Julie Kun Kun, Angus Chai Hung, Farendra Baldin, Michael Sam. Do we have Trini Code Hunters? All right, so Julie Kun Kun.
One for each. So, okay. So, Julie, yes, please. Can I leave these with you? Yes. Julie, congratulations. Thank you. This means I'm good? Yes. Thank you very much. Who else is on the team? There we are.
Angus.
Michael.
Michael.
Right. And the rest of the team, so we'll give you all the rest?
Yes.
Come, please. Thank you. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. More work to do. And could you take these on behalf of the other team members? My congratulations. Thank you.
And our final team for this challenge.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We need, yes, please come back. Pictures with the minister.
Yes.
Thank you again. Okay.
All right, and our final team for this challenge, developers, Akshay Siddharth, Fahad Hussain, Kyle Jaimangal, Suvir Ram Samaru, and Taj Ramudit.
Wow. So the sword for me.
Suvir.
Good to see you again. Well, I might as well wait till we have some pictures.
Kyle.
Right. Kyle. Have you? Thank you very much, sir. I didn't know I was building on this thing. Actually, right? We have. Congratulations, sir.
Fahad.
Asking everybody the same question, I'm not sure. We have a lot of work to do. Taj, sir, congratulations. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, let me get everybody back. We can have one really goodly minister. There's plenty of this, so we can kind of mix up. Yeah. Yeah? What the tall men in the back? I'm nothing tall. Right. One thing you get everybody. You have everybody? Yeah, one. A tallish man. Yeah. Good. Thank you very much.
All right, we move on to our second challenge, the noise pollution measurement and reporting solution by the Environmental, yes, stay on stage, Minister, by the Environmental Management Authority. So our first team, we have J Treaty, Johnny Sue.
There, you check my phone. Okay. One man crew.
Our second team, Tri Rocket, Aaron Boodoo, Mark Hippolyte, and Trevin Roberts. And this is Aaron Boodoo.
Only you? Anybody else here from the team? Or is it just you? Let's have a picture here. So, 3 of the billion. Okay. I noticed your partner's absent, so I just telling you. Which one is that? They're billion in? Yeah, right now. Okay.
And our final team for this challenge, Sandy, Dean Sandy.
the distinction of being the oldest person on the stage. There is some young. He them here. Thank you very much.
All right, next we have the online passport tracking solution proposed by the Immigration Division. First team, Project Apollo, Chad Kanhai and Christopher Mason. All right, our second team, Virtuoso Force Innovations, Carisha Stewart and Anand Singh.
One by one. Anna, let's take you first. Thank you very much. Hold on. Let me get. You know, for a young team, only have a whole name, Virtuoso. Thank you very much. No, both of you. Good. Congratulations.
All right, and our final team for this challenge, Ankh Tech Team 2, Christopher Keller and Agola Kisira Odero.
Chris, you first. Chris. Yes. Brent, take back what I said. There's some older fellas here too. I just thought I'd mention that. So what are you going to do? Good? This guy here needs to take a picture of us. Good? Oh, both of you. Chris, you can stand up anyway, show you talk. Stand up anyway. Thank you very much and congratulations.
All right, next we have our personalized health monitoring and advisory solution proposed by the Ministry of Health. So our first team, the E team, Emeka Faria.
E-team. Nice family to the A-team. That's the E-team. Congratulations. Thanks so much. Yeah, and check it. Looking forward to working with you on this and many other projects. For sure. Congratulations. Oh, take a standing one like this one. Thank you. They'll fix it.
Secondly, we have SK Devs, Kwasi Edwards and Sinead Hamill-Smith.
Can you come in first? Let me get Gracie here. This is Kwasi. Congratulations to you, sir. Thank you. I've seen this guy many places and many times. So make sure this works. Yes. Both of you, please. You see, the thing about this is the whole public know everybody now. Thought I'd mention it to her. So the minister could get away. All you.
And our final team from this challenge, Bright Engine, Anil Ramnanan and Sasha Bihari.
Right engine. This is what I'm looking for. First one is Anil. Sasha first. Sasha. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. No, don't worry about that. Actually, who came up with the dress code? Jackie, you did. This. No, it was O'Carroll. He did. Just so everybody knows, this is how I expect. Well, you should see my office in the name. This is how I expect developers to do. Oh, no. Please come. Don't come to my office anytime. Congratulations. You got this? Please. That's yours. People will want to know if it was a formal party or when the team. This is great. Thank you guys. Do the work. Do the work. All right, do the work.
All right, and we have our fifth and final challenge, the real-time S42 address identification solution put forward by TT Post. So our first team, Section 31, Jordan Cornwall and Sarah Calbio.
Section 31. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You didn't come up with this name, right? Right. Check it. All right. Let me find out then. Jordan, come. You didn't come up with that name, right? You did. Congratulations to you, sir. Star Trek, oh, I can understand that. Yeah. I know, both of you. This is interesting. Only in the IT world this could happen. Section 31. Thank you so very much. Congratulations.
All right, our second team, The Vibes Limited, the Jeune Arthur.
That had to be a Trinity. The Vibes.
When you come today,
This one?
yeah, come today.
Looking for me, a big woman. Yeah. Oh, make sure this picture come out good. Big woman, big. Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right, good. In just to add, I'll do it after. Yeah. No, thanks. I'll say something.
And our final team, SK Devs, Kwasi Edwards and Sinead Hamill-Smith.
Sinead, you're back again. Only doing double work. Good. Well, come back now, Kwasi. Yes, sir. Congratulations. Coming back for another one? You're good? All right.
All right, Minister Bacchus, thanks so much for your assistance.
Just one thing. I just wanted to add something, and especially as we were talking about this, and when I was saying what I was saying before, and I talked about gender and we talked about age, the beauty of ICT is that there are no boundaries. We restricted this purposely to nationals of Trinidad and Tobago who are here. We did that on purpose. And we have had a lot of interest, a lot of questions coming to us. When are we going to open it? Take time. We wanted it to be here and national and here. But the good thing about here is that it is Trinidad, all over Trinidad, and Tobago, all over to Tobago. So my congratulations.
Minister Bacchus, thanks so much for your assistance with the distribution of.
I just wanted Dev to, you want to do it now? It's on there?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
All right. So let's give all of our concept awardees a well-deserved round of applause. Now, we've had our concept award winners, but we'd also like to take this chance to recognize every developer who took part in the D-Hub Challenge. We see you, we appreciate you, and we'd like to thank you so much for putting yourselves forward, submitting your ideas, and making this exercise a successful one. We do hope that you'll continue building and growing with us, and do look out for more upcoming challenges in the near and distant futures. So I'd like to call each one of you up on stage, one by one, to receive a certificate of participation for your stellar contributions to the development of the ICT sector locally. To help me give out these certificates of participation, I'd like to call on a couple special individuals to assist with distribution. So I'd like to invite none other than our Permanent Secretary of the MDT, Mr. Corey Belfon, to join us on stage. All right. So our first developer, Rael Banfield. Stefan Budu. All right. Samuel Kasa. All right. Francis Chow. Jeremiah Durga. Adrian Gokul. Dimitri Gopal. Dewey, right, thanks. Dimitri Gopal. Karan Gopal. All right, thank you so much, Permanent Secretary.
Thank you very much, man.
Most welcome. Next, I'd like to invite on stage the CEO of iGovTT, Mr. Inshan Miajon. Dion Gonas. Hilwin Hernandez. Cole Hossain. Okay. This is Cole Hossain. Yeah. Joel Holder. Indira John. Shane Marchand. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mayor John. Next, I'd like to invite on stage one of our adjudication committee members representing the T&T Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mr. Kirk Henry. Mr. Kirk Henry. Okay, he's not with us. All right, I'd like to call on one of our other adjudication committee members representing AmCham, Mr. Stuart Franco. I'd like to call on our chair, Ms. Franca Costello. Tariq Mohammed. Christian Nelson. John Michael Palmer. Akeem Filbert. Nirmal Ramkisoon. Thank you so much, Ms. Costello Mackenzie. And lastly, I'd like to invite on stage Professor Patrick Hossain of the UWI. He's not here. All right. I'd like to call on another one of our adjudication committee members, Ms. Lisa Maria Alexander. Who is here? Shiva Ramudet. Vanita Singh. Roderick Smith. Anderson Singh. Kevanson Bryce. All right, thanks so much, Ms. Alexander. So let's hear it one more time for our developers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of our proceedings this afternoon. At this time, I'd like to call on Digital Transformation Advisor and Product Owner of the Developers Hub Project, Innovator par excellence, Mr. Devendra Ramnarine, to the stage to bring closing remarks on behalf of the project team and the ministry at large.
Okay, thanks very much, Akira. A couple of things I wanted to mention to close off the event, including, you'll have to bear with me, a vote of thanks. For those developers who were not successful in this challenge, I wanted to say a couple of things to you. Please look out for the next challenge. We in the ministry are aiming to have this done within the next 6 months. The challenge is going to be a little bit different. It's going to take some planning. So there are going to be 3 challenges which are going to be community-based. And we're working on what those challenges will look like. So it's not necessarily central government, but it will touch on people and local government type level. 2 of the challenges are going to be totally open. You look at what you see that government perhaps should be doing and suggest. It doesn't have to be directly government. It could be things relating to your community. It could be things relating to the environment. It could be things relating to climate change. Whatever it is that you are passionate about, it's something that we can build an innovative solution around. So there are going to be 2 of those. The second thing that we're going to be doing with that challenge is that once we can get all our websites done, because the folks we're dealing with will need parental permission, the idea is to go to Form 4, Form 5, Form 6 students as well, and to give them an opportunity to send in proposals as well. So we're going to open up the community as well a lot wider. If you feel that you don't have the skill sets required, the minister would have mentioned it, we have training, and a lot more training is going to come. And in fact, you should get an email next week offering you the option to take up Coursera courses. I think there are 6,000 plus courses in there. It's for 5 months. It's worth, if you had to pay for it yourself, it's worth a few $100 US. And we're going to be prioritizing the developers who participated in the challenge. In fact, everybody would get an invitation to join as well. So try and build up your capacity, things relating to innovation, things relating to doing things differently, thinking outside of the box. Get yourself up to speed and put that into your proposal as well. So lots more to come. We do have a minister. Our minister was fortunate. We also have approval for this over 3 years. So there's more to come in year 2, and there's more to come in year 3. So don't give up hope. This is about challenging you to be the best that you can be in this area. For those who would have won, I wanted to mention what the next stage is and what this is going to pan out, what it's going to look like. So there is a financial award, which we didn't talk too much about because this is not about the money, but there is a financial component to this. So what is going to happen over the next 3 months, the 15 winners and their individuals and teams are required to develop a proof of concept. You have 3 months to do it. And that proof of concept is going to be a piece of software and related artifacts around it. It could be PowerPoints, it could be videos, it could be a number of things that will illustrate to somebody what that solution looks like. Now, it's a competition. We go looking for the best idea. What we are tossing around, and Minister has approved, and other folks in the ministry have approved, is a Shark Tank type concept, in which the 3 developers will present their solution in a Shark Tank type setting, and the competition using the rules that's already prescribed in the framework that has been given out will be allowed to present this to the committee, and decisions will be made. Now, the reason for that is because we are trying to promote this whole area of software development and to get more people attracted. Your participation in there will be available to you to put up on your website for you to promote yourself. This is how you conduct yourself will be available to you to promote yourself. So we're trying to do that as well to build up interest. We also want to show transparency because everybody would have seen what everybody said and why they would have gotten what will be the next stage, which is an implementation award. So one of the 3 for each of those categories coming out of that Shark Tank type thing will now be allowed to proceed to a 6-month development process, which is a secondary award to produce a minimum viable product. And in that instance, you'll be working with the challenge owner, who will give you subject matter information. You'll be working with iGovTT, who will help you with software quality control, help you set it up on the platform. You'll be working with our ministry, who would give you guidance as to how you navigate through the public service. What we expect to have at the end of this is a piece of software that will work its way into production. It's going to be used. The intention here is not to produce something that will sit on a shelf. So your whole life cycle, for those who haven't done that before, the entire life cycle from conceptualizing something, producing a proof of concept, pitching it to people who are going to have to pay you to do this, right? Getting through that next stage, creating it, ensuring software quality, ensuring security, ensuring a solution that is robust, and then being able to say that bit of software that's now in use, I did it. And the next job you bid for, that's on your CV. And by the way, you get paid for it. Well, you don't get paid, you win an award for it. It's not a payment, it's an award. So that's the next stage. You'll have 6 months to do that. So once all of the arrangements are put in place, the 3 months will start counting down, and you'll have 3 months leading up to this Shark Tank type event. So congratulations to all of you. As the chairman of the committee would have said, this was anonymized. So we did not know, for example, that one group would win 2 awards because nobody knew who was bidding. This all numbers and a proposal in front of the committee. So for the team that won 2, that is exceedingly exciting for you. It does mean that you will have to make some decisions and make sure you can deliver on the 3 months because we're expecting a lot. Yeah? And if you want to win the implementation award, then we're expecting even more. So good luck to everybody going forward. The final thing that I've been asked to do is to give a quick vote of thanks to bring the session to an end. They did give me something to read here, which is exceedingly good, but I think it's kind of it's going to take a little bit of time, and on a Friday evening, I don't really necessarily want to do that. So I'll just touch on a few folks, and I wanted to say a couple things around it. And I think the folks who wrote it, and we had some. I wanted to start though. This wasn't on the plan. To thank both Mrs. Wilson and the minister for getting something through the ministry, getting something through cabinet that is completely brand new on an act of faith, and being able to convince everybody that this is doable. Minister Jackie, we're grateful for that. Yeah? And Minister, as you said, to get finance from our Minister of Finance is a special talent, and without that talent, our ministry would not have a future. I wanted as well to thank the group that came together, and we were very careful to do a balance of academia. because there's a little bit of an academic slant to this. We want people to build capacity in software quality control. And just as an aside, under a team led by the minister, we visited our country recently, and we're in the process of making arrangements for that country to bring the public sector quality control process that they use. And if you're familiar with the Carnegie Mellon capability maturity model, where that particular country, they're all at level 5. We want to bring a lot of training to the developers who are participating in the community to develop software that stands up to international scrutiny. It must meet the highest level. They have transitioned to ISO, and we eventually will transition to ISO as well. So a lot more to come with respect to that software quality. So we're doing a lot of things in the background, and thanks to Minister's intervention and that particular country visit, we got the full support of the country. But I'll leave that at a later date for the Minister to announce. So the combination of the agencies, the people, and the different bits and pieces that we needed was, I think the analogy that Gillian would have come up with, or the team would have come up with, is like a clock, building up a clock to get it to work, to tick. Lots of parts that had to interrelate. And a lot of people put out a lot of time, way beyond what is normally expected of people working within the public service. And you'd be surprised at the kind of individuals we have working in the ministry. Time, Saturdays, Sundays actually mean nothing to them. They just work to get the job done. So I wanted to thank, in no particular order, because I want to really wrap this up. It's Friday. Again, to repeat the IDB, and thanking the IDB, because I myself, and as someone else said, I had some responsibility for this parts of this project. I was actually surprised when IDB, they just turned up and money was provided and resources were there. I don't even think we asked. I'm not sure if Gillian asked, but I don't even think we asked. So that's a different way of operating. So for that, we are very, very grateful to the IDB. Yeah, and Kayla, I must mention Kayla as well, who worked very, Kayla is she here? Jason is here, yeah. Oh, okay, there you go. So we had both Jason and Kayla, who are both here. I think Kayla operates out of Jamaica, so she wasn't able to be with us. I wanted also to thank NRD. Now, part of what we had to do was to take the experience of another country that operates in a different context and to get the learnings and the strategies to bring that innovative framework here. And Eva and her team are exceptional. You would tell from the way she speaks that to be able to come into a new country. Now, she has worked in the Caribbean before, so she had exposure, she had done work in the Ministry of Finance. But besides that, just to be able to translate the Lithuanian experience to Trinidad is a special skill. And for that, we're very, very grateful to NRD being able to do that. Not many consultants can do that. In terms of the committee that Frank had chaired, again, we asked them to work on weekends as well. And for those of you who may know that our chair actually sits on many boards, and this was a very bad time for her, but she didn't complain, she just got the job done. So thanks very much to yourself and the committee. There are some people within the ministry I actually wanted to name, because they went way beyond what is normally expected. In particular, Gillian McIntyre. Gillian, could you stand? Yeah. Gillian took a special like for this project and basically ran with it and made it happen. Thanks very much, Gillian. Janelle Cowlesser, who is one of our team members. I don't know if she's in the room, but Janelle is the project manager and devoted a lot of her time, I think, on the last few weeks, all the way till 2 or 3 in the morning, Saturday and Sunday. Albert Chow, Andrea Kane, and Okera, who you have met, would have spent a lot of time on this project, significantly eroding their personal time to do this. And then Dorian, who leads the software development team. So there are a lot of features that's going to come onto that portal. So you need to come and keep looking at. So part of the challenge that we have is that we have decided to work agile. If we're going to work agile, things come a little bit at a time. So you have to keep coming onto our portal. We're going to be, because IDB last week has agreed that the innovation space will be made available. Karina, putting you on the spot. So IDB is going to be getting a whole bunch of special equipment, things like laser printers, 3D printers, things that are very expensive. And you actually can go into IDB and use it, but we'll be coordinating some element of it through the innovation space, through the hub on the innovation space tab. So look forward to that as well. People have been asking, can they get on to a developer? You know, so they want a developer to do something. So one of the next increments will be putting up jobs that require developers, and you get the opportunity to look at it and then to contact them directly. Eventually, there's a piece of matching software we're trying to work with UE to do, which will match the projects with the developers and create something like Match.com, except we're matching developers with requirements, yeah? And hopefully it's a love relationship, right? So similarly as well. So finally, I wanted to thank the folks, and this is from me personally, having spoken to a number of developers who expressed a lot of concerns. You know, they didn't think that this would work. This is government. We have heard this before. It has gone all over the place. It never happens. It's a set of old talk. I'm not sure I want to participate. This is not going to be transparent. Everybody who is friends or people in digital transformation going to get the jobs. You notice there was nobody on the committee from digital transformation. Right? You notice that everything was anonymized. You notice that we took people of the highest caliber that would volunteer their time to do this. So for those of you who believed in us and sent in the proposals, we thank you. So with that, I think we have come to the end.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ramnarayan. We are officially at the end of the proceedings for today. We have refreshments outside, right outside for everyone, so please do take part in our refreshments. But before everyone exits, we'd like the Concept Award winners to please stay back. All right, so thank you guys so much, and it was a pleasure hosting for you today.